So I'm just getting my tea ready to relax and wind down for the last bit before bed. I'll go wash my face in a bit. And I'm just feeling my body drop from the recording of episode 2 of season 1 of the Somatic Oracle. And I want to practice what I preach, which is celebration and acknowledging our milestones. I'm just going to grab a stool. And acknowledging our milestones in a meaningful way. And I want to talk about celebration and milestones and recognizing ourselves that way, because it accelerates our healing. When we give our body feedback for it aligning with us, for it moving with us through the visions we set for ourselves beyond goals, because you can bully yourself into executing a goal and a task and a financial revenue target, but the things that you do and then you feel that joy in your body, it's almost like your body celebrates you for doing what you did with the endorphins. In my case, I'm eating a Cinnabon here, waiting for my tea, getting a lot more water in. Because you listen to it and then it's almost like, okay, yeah, that's how my body tells me this is happening. And then you're listening to it from a place of understanding. And it just gives so much. It fuels our organism. It makes it easier. It's the math of joy and pride, being proud of yourself, and celebration and happiness and self-determination and accomplishment versus shame and guilt and frustration. So that's what's at stake here when you are bullying yourself towards a goal versus actually doing something for your wellness. And that can be a revenue goal. It doesn't have to be so like pie in the sky. It can be very tangible. But it's really important that it feels settled, that it feels joyful. And that's the difference between a regulated celebration and where your nervous system is still like, ah! And obviously those celebrations are fun too. See how I just lit up even just acting it out, that level of excitement. The body's like, yeah, I like that. That was fun. But what's great about it is that we get to really feel our bodies fueling us instead of us dominating it. And so I want to celebrate myself because that episode, I just watched it. First of all, I'm going to call out the things that are just on point, but I want to bring on board the awareness of the body alignment with the mind. And I am pretty tired, so I'll stop every so often and have a bite and have a drink and have my tea. But I wanted to do it this way because this is integration. This is This is settling the body to be like, okay, this is my new way of being. This is my new reality. This is how I experience this. And also it's nurture, because I'm in a lot of pain. And you would think, oh, she moved a lot. There's a lot of physical activity and exertion, but it's not. So the work that I'm gonna go do now, I'm doing my wind down, I'm having a snack, I'm giving my body some fuel, because I used a lot of energy to be very present to record that episode and stay succinct. And so now the body's been given permission to start moving that energy. And the next part, because this is the accomplishment, for me, that's the glimmer, that's the thing that makes me proud, is to be able to communicate something that I've been experiencing for a long time, to have discovered the science behind, oh, well, this is how it happens, and to have taught myself how it's all functioning. Not just in terms of the training and the modalities that I took before, but how I've integrated that knowledge to my own experience, my own education, and not just in relation to the body, but how I use my body. So for example, in terms of voice technique, bel canto, how do I use my voice to speak? How do I use my voice to sing? As well as right now, that as I see my body responding and communicating, I'm studying anatomy because I want to understand that. And then energetic signature wise, I want to understand why these patterns, why are we affected by the planets, to understand more of the intangibles of our body as well. Alongside that anatomy, our soul anatomy, if you will. And so I'm studying astrology right now as well. And so it's fascinating to me just how interconnected. And I want to talk about a concept here around what does it mean to be connected to the universe, or even the expression of being one. And so just take that for a second and feel into that and see what that feels like to you. I'm going to take some breaths. I'm going to listen to my body and let it know that I'm hearing it. And it needs rest, so I'm also going to not stay very long here. So sometimes we want to shut down our pain, but our pain is necessary. So my hip really hurts, and it's deep, deep, deep. Like I can barely walk. And I know it's not the muscle, it's not muscular, it's somatic, because it's clamping up only in very specific parts of my leg, and it's not the entire muscle. It's a very localized spot in a muscle. It almost has like a line, and there's very specific points. So I know this is related to my injury. But the thing that really clued me in that it wasn't a use strain is my feet. So with these injury, my feet has been a spot of total freeze. And I only discovered that in July of 2024. And that seems to be a big trigger for my body right now, because my back just completely seized, and it's almost like cold hits you hard. And I want to shiver, but I can't. So something in July 2024 was happening in my home. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's about. But energetically, I took the brunt of that. And my subconscious, because it was such a trigger for my abandonment issues, and the narrative of like, you finally get the thing you wanted, right? I couldn't see it, or I wouldn't see it. And not because I wasn't trying to, but if you go back to the episode, our cognitive functions get thrown offline when our somatic, we'll call them symptoms, are coming up. And then let me just be clear that the symptom is different than the patterning. So the somatic symptom for me is the pain, and it's such a deep nerve pain. And as I speak about it, my leg is throbbing. And so this is actually the energy moving through my body. And so this is entirely my injury. My body is releasing not just the muscular, that wound up muscle, but it's also unwinding the tissues, the tendons, and the nerves. And that takes time, and it's very painful. Think growing pains, right? It's like you're getting access. Or think of if you have ever frostbite and your extremities are thawing. It hurts. It hurts to get the warmth back in. That expansion happens too fast for the cells. And so this energy that's really dense and locked up, think of it like sludge, almost like asphalt trying to become sludge. It's really intense. And so I'm just rubbing the front of my shin. You can kind of see at the bottom of the screen there. Just rubbing my shin here. And I just can feel that all the way up in front of my eye, all the way back. Oh, and my wrist just popped. So there's a lot of inflammation. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is so painful. It's like the camera's on and my body's like, you have to catch this, because it's not really releasing like this when I was rehearsing all day. And at some point during the episode, I actually thought it felt like my leg was gonna break. It was so rough. And during rehearsal earlier today, I had a massive, massive adjustment of the hip bone area. And it was so intense and painful. And that was, I think, like the first crack of the ice, if you will. Oh, and the back of my calf is just so seized up. It's not tense because the muscle doesn't hurt. But when you really get into the deeper tissues of the calf, it's a nerve pain. It is so achy. So tonight I will need to roll. I will need to roll not just the back of my leg, but all of the front and all of the front of the hip. I'll have to do a lot of pelvic floor with the lacrosse balls. So that's sitting on it at different points under the hip bone and under the perineum and the pelvic. I will have to do some balancing on the right, but the left needs a lot of attention. And it's almost like it crosses the body, and not just from bottom up, left to right, or right to left, but also, oh, and you can see like my face is heavy, and it's different than being tired because my face actually is feeling like this, and it feels like my face wants to shrink up like this, like this. And I can feel it all the way back here. My voice wants to really strain. My vocal muscles and my esophagus really wants to strain. I keep reminding myself to breathe because I keep forgetting to breathe. And why is this coming up when I went to relax and eat? Twofold. So my body's asking for sugar and starch. So it's asking for comfort. I love Cinnabons. And so as I acknowledge why this item, I can really feel the energy shooting from my hip down. And it is so intense, it's making me nauseous right now. So I'm gonna have to stop very, very soon. But the right ankle is releasing, and the bottom of the foot is getting so much sensation back. So the sensation in my feet is so sensitive that when I have headphones on, I can feel the music in the bottom of my feet as though the music were pounding and moving the house. Even as I say that, I can feel that movement, just that. So that's how responsive our systems can get. It's pretty phenomenal to be able to communicate at this level and read our energy and read our bodies at this level. Because it's not just like, well, how do we feel, or is it a good vibe or a bad vibe? It's how's it flowing? What's the pathway? What's the route it's taking? What's the route it's taking when I'm eating something good versus when I'm just trying to tidy up the kitchen and get to bed? What's the route it's taking? And that level of awareness is intense. For me, it's inevitable. I just have that level of awareness. It's happening whether I want to be conscious of it or not. So for me, being able to translate this and study it, it's really a tool. And you can see my body's melting. It's like, okay, I'm all done. We're done here. So I'm going to stop. But there's so much to learn, and I'll just keep sharing.